Whoa, fucking hell. That was a mammoth of a video. I mean, not as big as the commercial review video, but I mean, even still, that was a very long video. Now, time to watch the stories of Sodor.
You too, sir. Blimey, I always wanted to visit Sodor, but not like this.
Hang on. What? Oh, hold on, I need to check something out.
We should count ourselves lucky they're able to fix it at all. This thing is an antique by today's standards.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
How comes Barry has a different face and a different voice in both the SCPs of Sodor and the stories of Sodor? How?
How, 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 how.
Hold up. Hey.
Didn't I say that I was going to be doing a Stories of Sodor Theories video after the Super Sentai video? I need to check my list.
Ho, ho, ho. A list, you say?
Hang on, Santa? What are you doing here?
I'm here because you've been very naughty. Because you have been making fun of the nostalgic multiverse.
Okay, first, it's still November at the time of recording this, so that list doesn't mean shit to me. And two, me and the nostalgic multiverse are friends, so he doesn't mind it. If he had a problem with it, he'd tell me.
Ah, fair enough. But you better keep to your obligations on that aforementioned list. Because if you don't, I may have to put you on the naughty list.
I did say that the list was subject to change.
Stop being a smartass and read your list.
Can you please kindly fuck off so that I may read that list?
Okay, but this isn't over.
How the fuck?
Well, that was fucking weird. Why do I have a feeling that he's going to be a nuisance for the next couple of videos? So, what was I doing again? I know. I was checking my list to see what videos I was doing. Guess I did put a Stories of Sodor Theories video on the list. In fact, two. Alright, might as well get on with them. Oh, no you don't. Not this time. Because this video will be coming out in December, most likely, both of them, let's change the intro slightly into a more Christmassy one. Hey guys, what's up? So, well,
Here I am, once again.
No!
yes indeed, I'm back for another Stories of Sodor Theories video, and I've got two in the works, this one and another one coming up soon. So,
Let's get down to business.
That is copyrighted material.
So, this time we're looking at another character, one who's been introduced in Season 5, and that is Barry. And boy, do I have a lot to talk about Barry. So, to provide some real-world backstory to Barry, he was actually supposed to be in the Railway series, and even have his own book called Barry the Rescue Engine. However, the publishers who published the Railway series, they demanded more stories with Thomas since he'd become the poster boy for the series. And so Barry as a character and the book as a whole got cancelled. But his book's cancellation wasn't the end of Barry's story, as he became very popular within the Thomas fandom, with multiple Thomas fan stories and fan arts and everything like that, all featuring Barry to some extent. And obviously this includes the stories of Sodor, where he was introduced in the stories of Sodor Rescued. Now, as far as a basis is concerned, Barry is actually an IVET 2MT class engine, but the original Barry that would have appeared in the Railway series was a tank engine, like Arthur was. But most fan interpretations of Barry are a tender engine, and so Victor adapted Barry into the stories of Sodor with this basis. So, in case you haven't watched the stories of Sodor or the SCPs of Sodor, Barry has two different voices and two different looks. They share a basis, which is the IVET 2MT class tender engine, but their face and their voice are different in each iteration. So in the SCPs of Sodor, Barry has Colin's face, and he also has a different voice, which is more, I want to say American, but I don't know, it sounds more like Oliver's voice.
We should count ourselves lucky they're able to fix it at all. This thing is an antique by today's standards.
You shouldn't have told him at all since it wasn't true.
Whereas Barry has a different face, and he has a different voice in the stories of Sodor Rescued.
You too, sir. Blimey, I always wanted to visit Sodor, but not like this.
Now, it's more than likely the reason that Victor did this was because Barry hadn't been introduced into the stories of Sodor yet, and so he was just kind of working with what he had at the time. But I do want to make a in-universe theory and sort of an explanation as to why each version of Barry looks different, and I've got two theories of why that could be the case. So the first one is that the reason that Barry looks different in the SCPs of Sodor is because he probably had a horrific accident. Something akin to Henry's accident with the flying kipper. And so basically he had to have some kind of equivalent to major reconstructive surgery, but because they couldn't fully reconstruct him to how he was, that's why his voice sounded different, and that's why his face also looked different. So that's one theory, and to be honest, this one I don't think Victor's ever going to do. So this theory I'm about to share with you makes the most sense in terms of realism and everything like that. So acting on the fact that he's got Barry's body, but he's got Colin's face, I'm going to take both names and mash them together and create a portmanteau of two names. Basically similar to how Megatron's name was a portmanteau of Electronic and Megaton. So going off of that, I'm going to call this character Corey or Corey, depending on your preference. And in my headcanon, Corey would have worked on the mainland at the time that Barry was skipping around the scrapyard, so they would never have met. And if Victor's tendency for killing off characters is anything to go by, they probably never will. But with Corey, he probably came to the island between 1970 and the present day, since when the SCPs of Sodor took place, he was already on the island, as he was one of the engines stuck at the sheds with Iris, Bruce, Salty and Edward. So he would have come fairly late within the timeline. I really do hope that if Victor adapts the whole Corey theory, then maybe it within, 1975 to 1985, Corey comes to the island and Barry and him meet. But the one thing that I hope Victor does is that I hope he doesn't kill Barry off before Corey comes to the island. But whatever Victor decides to do with this character or this theory or whatever, that's up to him. So we'll just have to wait and see. But tune in next time, where the next theory is going to be about everyone's favourite blue tank engine. So Until then, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the flip side.